hope you can hear me. There is something outside, so it's difficult to hear myself. I feel I'm talking like this. But good afternoon to you all. And good afternoon to I was listening to the lecture. That's a good one. I like people I go to graduate from school and can bring their education as simple as it is, so that young ones like us can follow. The way she was mentioning, it makes it simple for you to see that you can easily solve it. I think that's very good. So, I'm going to have a lecture with you. I think your leadership has organized for my because I'm busy, because I'll be doing that. I'm too tired to show that. People will do it, I feel that. But I want to have to be able to. And once I do that, once you change my time, I will. But once I do my time, I do my time 11 to 12, one next meeting, and you change it. So everybody under that time is affected. But I'm here, and I want us to be correct. For example, I will interchange penis with another word. Yes. Or I will still go and say, is the penis. Is that okay? Yes. I might say the private parts of the man or the male sexual organ. That would be a slang word. But because you're about 18, I have the right to put the right word for you. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So my job here this afternoon is to make us discuss how to connect to the right person for future marriage. So working on relationship and education. And I know all of you here are in a relationship. Is it that you don't understand what it means to be in a relationship? How many of you here have friends? Do you all have friends? Yes. Is your school a mixed school? Yes. So do girls have boyfriends in the school? Yes. When I say you have a relationship, romantic relationship with a man. Is that okay? So when we're talking about relationship, I know all you are thinking about is just one relationship. The first thing I ask is, how many of you here are married? And how many of you who are married here? Maybe plus myself with me. That's all. The rest of you are not married. So you cannot talk of any public-oriented relationship. It makes you a fool if you can say, I am in a relationship if you're not married. Anyone who can say I'm in a relationship whilst is not married, you are a fool. So how many fools do we have in the house? So if you have a friend here who have introduced a friend to you who is not a husband or a wife, that friend is a fool. And because he's a fool and he has befriended you, it's likely you also become. So I greet you all fools in the house. Because in the life we're living, there are legalities, there are traditional rules, there are spiritual rules that govern the life we're living. Everybody has a purpose to be on earth. And God created us for a purpose and for a reason. And the reason we'll know here today, so you can fulfill your purpose on earth. Because if you don't know the reason why you were created, you won't know why God gave you a beautiful face. You know why God gave you breast instead of a flat chest. You know why you have breast but you don't have big ass. Because God is not a fool to give you breast and ass at the same time. He gives you one so you can come and work on the rest. So every woman you see who has enough breast, like a black couple, will still have limited butt. If you have enough butt, you have a limited breast. So it's part of nature. And the next will tell you, those of us who look at, I am very good at looking at dead bodies. I love dead bodies. I don't like those. So my profession is taking care of dead bodies. So most of you, when you die, I'll have an opportunity to see your nakedness. I mean, it's the best place to work with dead bodies. You see all the great people, all the beautiful ones who come to end up there. Those who want to cover themselves and they are lying down, nobody shouts on them to cover themselves and they are lying down like that. So if you feel you are important, continue being important, but be useful. The word useful are two words in my dictionary. Use in full. So don't be useless. Useless means use. You are used, but less. Useful means use in full. So live a life that you can be used in full. Not use, but less. So there are people who are useless because the original reason and the purpose for their creation has not been known. And they are beating about the bush. They are on campus. They are learning. And anybody here who is aspiring to graduate and marry one of the guys here, you have a mental deficiency. Okay. Alright, so that is where the lecture will start. If you are doing, for example, you are doing accounting and you are in the same school, the same level with a person who's also studying accounting, if you graduate and finish national service and there's a job opportunity that you find, who will you give it to first? Will you give it to yourself or you call him to go for employment? Okay, you hear people saying myself, but they are lying to you because they want to call the guy and tell the guy there's an employment that we all are qualified. Can we go for the interview? I've met girls who are working in offices that because of love, they have resigned on behalf of their husbands. And their husbands to be, as they call it, their husbands who want to marry them, as they call it, a guy who is interested in them, and the policy in the office is that you cannot have a relationship whilst you work here. So they are choosing to walk out so that the guys can work, so that they come and marry them. And any guy who a lady will resign for your sake, and you go and marry her, you are also a fool. There are too many fools in the system. But he said that foolishness is born in the heart of a child, but a rod of correction will remove it. So I'm here as a rod to remove all the foolishness in your heart. And I'm also here to help those of you who are planning marriage whilst you're on campus, so that before I leave, your marriage will end. I mean, if you are a guy here who you're on the same campus and you are assisting any girl here to pay her fees, if you are an NGO, I applaud you. If you are a philanthropist, I applaud you. But if you are a fellow student whose parents are taking care of you, or you are struggling to take care of yourself, and because of clitoris, you are paying someone, you are. So every lady and every guy have a relationship. One of the relationship that I have always started with is that once you are a male, your mother is a female, so there's a female in your life. And I call all females female, so there's a female in your life. When you pronounce the word very well, when you spell it, it's female. So I call it female, which means the female. So your mother is a female, is that right? If your father knows how to give birth, then you are both having a balanced gender, male and female. So you also have a sister, he's also a female. If your family is big like mine, then you also have a cousin who is a female. So you have females in your life. So as a guy, you have this category of females in your life. Your mother, your sisters, and your female cousins. That's a female in your life. The next female in your life is a lady who is a friend. A friend is somebody you have a platonic relationship with. It's only platonic. So we have a chat. I'm fine. No strings attached to it. It is not friends with foolishness. What they call friends with benefits. That's friends with foolishness. Because if you want to clear it, don't add friends to it. Immediately you move from a girlfriend who is a female friend, then the next female friend in your life as a male is called a sex mate. So watch it here. When a guy begins to have sex with you, you are no more a girlfriend, you are a sex mate. Hello? Because a friend is somebody who we have nothing of that nature. Fondling, kissing, no. They are not wrong. It's good to kiss, it's good to fondle, it's good to have sex. Sex was not created for the marriage. So once you are good, go ahead and have sex. Hello? Are you able to run away? Are you a virgin? Don't answer. No, you can't be. You are part of the married people. You're married. When we're raising you didn't raise your hand. Or you are not too sure you're married. Are you married to a man? You're married to a man? Are you married to a man?
Yes, please.
Okay, so before we finish, you will see whether you're married to a man or a woman. There are too many women who are married to men, and they are fighting to become women after marriage. But marriage must be designed between a male and a female, a man and a woman. But most women, unfortunately for us in our world, are married to men, and unfortunately after the marriage, the men become women. So there are two women in the house. And so I hope you're married to a man. And if your husband is watching and he's not a man, he has to change to become a man, not just because of sexual intercourse, but he has to be a man. Let me continue my conversation. So the other woman in the life of a man after you being a sex mate could be a side chick. And if you are fortunate to have a relationship with me, who is married, then you are a side chick. So a side chick is a young lady who goes out or have a relationship with a married man. So when a man is not married, you are not a side chick. Hello? You say, so they be calling you a side chick, you didn't understand. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I'll change the title from today, okay? Send him a text, stop calling me a side chick until you're married. And some of you blame yourself. You made me a side dish. No. It's nothing like a side dish. You are a side chick or a concubine. And you are that because the man you're going out with is married. There is nothing wrong in going out with a married man. There's nothing wrong with it. Whatever you have to do, there's nothing wrong with it. I won't ask you how many of you are going out with a married man. You want me to ask? Will you be ready to answer? Then you are a fool. Because once you're going out with a married man, you are a side chick because the man is still married. And there is no side chick on earth who can ever break any marital home. Anytime you hear somebody say that she came to break my home and she made my husband stop coming home. Hey, stop. There is no way anybody can break a marital home unless the home is hanging. Can any lady break your home again? No, not at all. There is an at all there. I like your confidence. I like your confidence. One of the things you have to learn in relationship is that my wife can say to everybody, as my husband, he's the only one. I love him to the max. That is her. It's not with me to also say, me too. I love her to the max. So there's everything she can do in her capacity to love me. But there's everything I can do in my capacity not to receive the love. But we're married. So that lady is called a side chick because you're going out with a married man. So if you are here and the married man is paying your fees and you are servicing as a side chick, have the grace of God to finish well. The majority of you, when you go out with people who are married and you finish your school and get your certificate and it's presented to you at the end of the day, you come back and marry and want to disturb the rest of us. It is not right to go out with men who are married. God is watching you. But where is your certificate? Where your rent was paid by a married man. Because you just got married, you want people to come for your husband. My sister, if only your husband is eatable, people must eat. I say it every day that cheating and divorce are the two things everyone must expect in marriage. You have no control over it because it is part of the package of marriage. So like my sister, you are married. Divorce and cheating are part of your marriage. No amount of prayer, no amount of fasting can stop it. Why? Because you decided to marry. So once you marry, now cheating is recognized. Because until you are married, you cannot cheat. Cheating happens when there is a registered, legalized relationship. So when you are not married and you are going out with somebody who you are a sex mate to and is sleeping with other people, it's exploration. It's not cheating. Because even you who he has not paid the right price, he's able to access you. So what's the cheating coming in for? So cheating is right reserved for the married. Divorce is also part for those who are married. So once she's married, what she's expecting now is cheating and divorce. And my sister, don't waste your energy because there's nothing you can do to stop it. Not your ring, not your beauty. There is nothing any woman can do to keep her husband home. Not even me. Not even me. Because there is everything a man can do to keep himself whole. There's nothing I can do to keep my wife from cheating. It's a personal decision to cheat. I have taken the decision not to. She can decide to. You can stop it. There's a nice way for you to do it. When they cheat, you think you can't leave. If you can't stay. No better, no fight. So I said this some time ago. When you go and chance on your wife, somebody else is with your wife and you chance on them. It is called an indecent exposure. Indecent exposure, which means you entered into the room wrongly. So you have to excuse them and approve them. My sister, if you go and meet your husband and somebody sleeping in your room, what would you do?
Why would you do that?
My sister, I will keep this tape down for you or we are live on Facebook. I would like when women are saying, my husband will do that. I like your feet. Even when she does that, still might decide not to do. But usually, I have decided not to do, but I have changed my language because when I get to a certain stage, it will become part of my life. It will come. Poverty reduces you from not cheating. When you get to a certain level of riches, cheating becomes inevitable for you. So that is where self-control is needed massively to control it. So I'm discussing how to build a relationship. And I said there's a side chick who is part of marriage. And there's nothing wrong with being a side chick. Just like you have to know how to be a side chick. Side chicks are not intruders. If you can tell other friends, you see the new car? He just gave me a new car. Who? I shower so you come up with when I walk, I shower now for a second. Kobe just changed my car. Honorable Kobe just changed your car. Oh, Honorable Kobe from where? Oh, the MP for Oyalolo. Hey, oh, been going out since JSS 3. And some money. And you're happy talking about it. So that's the side chick. The next people who we find in the life of a man is called a baby mama. A baby mama is also another type of a woman in the life of a man. And remember that all the women I'm mentioning can be in the life of a man. But there's one reason, which is one of the major reasons of our discussion today. Once you have a child for me, you are a baby mama. And I'm a baby daddy. I don't want you to make a mistake and then once somebody sees the man and say, I mean, it happens in the church. And as a pastor, my members, they know. I don't have a problem with any member of mine going to have a child without a husband. Me. In my church, what I do for the married people when they are pregnant is the same thing I do for the unmarried when they are pregnant. It's none of my business. Because the church money is not going to feed you and your child. So if you give your vagina to a useless man to impregnate you, I pray for you to have saved the living and still have salvation to go to heaven. I don't have time to come and say, we are disciplining you, but I don't waste that energy. For me, I believe that particular practice is a practice for a particular faith, where they are taught or believe is that we should visit. Because in our own traditional way, when you get pregnant and then your bride price has not been paid, we believe that they say, well, so the family have their own way of taking care of the situation. So it is not me, the master. Then I invite you. Hello, my sister, come. According to the spirituality of the Lord, you are not pleased. If God don't want you to get pregnant before marriage, He will stop your eggs from fertilizing before getting married. He is a wise God. He says, control yourself. So all you need is that, control yourself. So those of you who are here, who want to have sex, control yourself, because you have children before. There are people who have had children whilst they are not married, and today they are better off than people who are married and have children because they met sensible, qualified men. Do you know the father of Abraham? Do you know the father of Isaac? You know their father. They were married. Rebecca was married to Isaac, and they gave them to Esau and Jacob. Now, who is the father of Moses? The mother was carrying Moses. We didn't know the father of Moses. We are not saying that it is better for you to have a child out of wedlock, but let's stop making people feel unwanted when they have children out of wedlock. A child out of wedlock is defined as a bastard, but a bastard could still have a father, a bastard could still have a mother. It is defined that once you are out of wedlock, there's no marriage before you were born, you are a bastard, but you can still make it as a bastard. Is somebody understand what I'm saying here? Plan your life so well that you have a good family to start with, but me, I married my wife for so many years. We can be tired and decide to break the marriage. Our children will not be useless. Do you understand what I'm saying? These things must go into your head very well. So that most of you who are living a life like, my father didn't take care of me, so I am more important, change your mind. Your father had sex with your mother, and you are a child. There's difference between a father and a husband. Somebody can be a father but not a husband. Somebody can be a husband and not a father. So don't start cursing your father, cursing. Be careful. Be a child, not a wife. don't fight for your mother. Don't fight for your father. Work on yourself. As long as you are named by your father, live as a child of your father. And it's a shame that you will grow and you are writing your mother's name. If you are here and at your age, about 18 or 18, your mother has refused to show you who your father is, and you are writing your grandfather's name, rise up and be angry because it's a curse. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because traditionally, in all performance spiritually, if you are a Gan and you are going to get married to you, they do Gan performance for you. If you die, we do Gan performance. Name, we do Gan. Is that not it? So immediately your mother decides to give you a fancy name, and we call you a fancy name whilst your father is a Gan. It means if I want to marry you, they will give us things to do like a fancy, and your marriage will not work. We should stop the lies in this part of our world. So you are writing your mother's name and you say, yes, because your father didn't take care of you. If your mother cannot show you who your father is, your mother is useless and a witch. Take it from you or leave it. Because every woman should know the one who impregnated you. The father has sex with you. And I said, I am not the one, but you know I'm the one. Insist on me being the one for the sake of the child if you love the child. And don't go and tell the child that when I was pregnant, when your father impregnated me, you told me to go and abort. Today you know who your father is. If I told you to go and abort, and you refuse to abort and you are keeping the child because you want the child, is that not it? Yes. Our sexual intercourse was not intended for childbirth, but because it was unwanted, a child came up and you took a decision to keep. Now that the child has been kept, Bible says, once you were a clot of blood in your mother's womb, I knew you, I know your name. So in life, you don't give birth before they look for names. Once a man deposits a sperm and it gets to a fertilized egg and forms a fetus and becomes a being, there is a name for it. So if I sleep with you and you give a birth to a boy on Tuesday, it's called Pamela. You cannot tell anyone you don't know the name. That my child will grow at 38, doesn't know her name, doesn't know who the father is. And we're happy. There's nobody on earth who will be ungrateful to a father and will survive. You will never survive. Never. You will never survive. So once you make yourself available for sexual intercourse, then get ready for an unwanted pregnancy. Because there are only 3 pregnancies on earth. We have planned pregnancy, unplanned pregnancy, and unwanted pregnancy. Planned pregnancy is when, like my sister is married and they want to have a child. It's called planned. And unplanned is while they are married. And a child will come while they didn't plan. It's called unplanned. It's still in marriage. Unwanted is when me and this guy they do someone. I like the way the current girls will do. Don't put it inside. When it's coming, pull out. Oh, sorry, I'm breaking. Oh, sorry. By force, I feel like what we did, something is coming. And when the money ends, the message doesn't come. Hello. Are you on campus? He says yes. Can we meet at Ideal? Why? Please. I'm not in the mood for talking. What are you doing? I don't know. But when I told you and you didn't do, have you seen that my menses have not come? Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry for what? What do we? When they ask you what do we do, there are 2 things that comes into your head. The first one is abortion. The second one is I don't know. And when I don't know come, you can receive unwanted insult like a slap. But when abortion comes, you hear is obedience? Say what is when? What's the answer? What is you see, we have asking us yes. Did I say what? I said what? So anytime you hear when it means you are talking about what? Day, time, month, year. So why there's a relation?
I'm talking about my.
But don't worry, if you are supposed to help me, that is something. Keep quiet there. I don't want to talk to you. Sorry, she's a remedial girl. Yeah, she's doing remedial for the virginity.
Mostly happens, from the 40 days, from 10 days to 40 days after the menstruation. So it's like 2 weeks after menses, something like that.
Okay, so you finish your menses on the 10th. What will be your ovulation date?
The ovulation date should be somewhere in the
Somewhere.
24, 22nd, 24th, there.
Okay, so is ovulation 1 day or 5 days or 10 days?
5 or 5 days. It depends.
Thank you for your wrong answer. Have you used it before?
Use what?
Have you used this particular calculation and it has not failed you? Will you try it? You won't, but you're telling people. You are scared, so you are not sure.
I am sure.
So why would you use it?
But what if I get pregnant?
And you are not sure. No, I mean, if you are sure that the date you gave us, the chart you gave us is correct, then why would you practice it? That's it fair. Go on, keep on using condom. God bless you. Alright, so quickly let me teach you what ovulation before I go to the next two women. Ovulation is a very simple thing, and we make it simple for you so you will keep it in your head. I have made it a simple calculation that ovulation is the 10th day after the last day of your menstruation. Ovulation is 1 day. It's 1 day. It's not 20 days. It's not 3 days. But this is what happens. Every spermatozoa has the ability to stay for 72 hours. For that matter, because my sperm can stay 3 to 4 days, if your ovulation is 10th day after your last day of menses, so if you finish on the 5th, the 10th day is on the 15th. Is that not it? But my sperm takes 3 days. So subtract 3 from the 15th. So when I inject something into you on the 12th, because it can spend 3 days, it can wait to meet your 15th. So it is -3. Now, the next thing is that you can be saying that the last time I saw my menses was on the 5th. But unfortunately, after the 5th, when you went to the bathhouse, there was another discharge that you don't count. So we say because of that, for you to be on the safer side, if you say 15th will be the day, because my sperm can do 3 days, maybe the 15th you are saying is not correct. So if I discharge even the next day, 3 days can still give you. So keep it 3 days before, 3 days after. So ovulation is just 1 day. 12 midnight, it opens. Then the eggs are ready to catch up. So it's 10 days after your menses. And if this doesn't stay in your head, then stop school. But yours, when you use it, then when you are scared, forever be scared. But you see, the challenge is that, like my sister who is married, if she has the same plan this one is having, she'll be in marriage and be striving to have a child. The reason why we correct this, or I correct it, is that she learns this one, and now she has a free range to have sexual intercourse. She gets married now, and she's using this chart, and the pregnancy is not coming. Because ovulation is just 1 day. And if you have a husband whose sperm is like water, we have people who have low sperm count, no sperm count, and normal sperm count. We have low, no, and normal. The normal one is the one that has the head and has the tail. They can swim. That's the normal one. The one that we say is low is the one that has the head, no tail. So when you release them, they are thick, but they are They are not moving. They are also spread. There are some that they don't have a tail, but they don't have a head, but they have a tail. So when they drop down there, they just so they are the ones that we carry and we boost to do IVF. Do you understand? So they call them, they have no sperm count because the sperm, the head is lying somewhere, and then but they can have when a man's sperm is thick, when they release like they say, wow. Now I see most times at the lab. So that one is there, and when they release like that, you are worried. And the specs in the ground, if you're saying that when I want to make me, and I mean to make me more. And so, then my dear son is sperms and young, and I go, oh, yeah, a very so. Little sperms, they go sit at home, so there are women who believe that their husband's sperms, they are the laboratory. It's only man if you are not man who be that a big who you say Nancy so usually learn your ovulation so you don't have a unwanted pregnancy in marriage. So when the child is unwanted, forever be unwanted. The other last part of the woman in the life of a man after being a baby woman is called a wife. A wife is also a woman in the life of a man. And the other women that come are the mother-in-law, the sisters-in-law. That is only when marriage is contracted. And that particular one is the one that can be advertised. You can be introduced because you are a wife. This is why I say when a guy is not married to you and can introduce you to other people, meet my talking dolly, meet my sex mate, meet my so-and-so, is a disgrace and a shame. Because you don't have legitimacy and legality to introduce such a person. But you're happy. And you are offended. They call you not big. They send you WhatsApp, you read, you don't respond. When they force and ask you what's the matter, you're asking me. You're asking me. I've not realized who I am. When we go among friends, you can't even be bold enough to introduce me to ask what? Have you thought of it? Ask what? So if they introduce you when they meet their friends, oh hi, Miss Shangri-La, my girlfriend. So we're hoping that the Lord will help us to get married. The Lord is going to be your brother. The Lord will help us. They are happy they introduced you. So today they've introduced you to me. Unfortunately, the guy said he's going to marry you. 3 months later, he drops you like a tissue. But there are two things. If you don't drop things that are worrying like a tissue, they become a napkin and worry you in the future. So you drop them early. So like a tissue. Now, he has introduced you already in my mind. You have one more. Then I find you with another person. And because he did the introduction, when I meet him, hey, hi, you're Shangri-La. Where's George? Then I unknowingly have started a new war between you and a new guy. He says, he knows George too. I said, that guy. He spoiled my mood, me as well. Now me there's somewhere where they introduce you. I see you where they recognize you. You didn't cause the trouble. You allow yourself to be introduced. The only person that can be introduced is somebody who is married. So henceforth, end it. So on campus, everybody knows they are going out with the SRC president. Let me tell you something you don't know. Now hear this. When you graduate and you leave school and you start national service, you see that the girls you met on your campus, they are ugly. don't see how you are suffering on campus. Because of this thing that you are going to carry yourself, that thing on campus. Something came recently that was better than the thing you are carrying, but you are afraid to go to that thing. You cannot build education and relationship alongside. Don't waste your energy. If you are here to do Ashawo, go ahead. You know Ashawo is Ashawo. That's the Ghana language. Ashawo from Nigeria means Ashawo. Now, 2 means 2 shillings, 2 shillings. That is what is called 2. Those days we give them 2 shillings and we are good to go. So you are here and one lecturer is having sexual intercourse with you to finish paying your fees. And you are happy, everybody knows, Shalom, you are the master channel. You are cheap for. Is somebody understand what I'm saying? All I'm teaching you is that don't build marriage until your bride price is paid. Don't say beloved, lighthouse mentality. And when they do beloved, let us love, beloved, let us love. Then when they finish marriage, they can't love because they have been beloved. Please. You only make marriage when they pay your bride price. And there are 3 only recognized marriage in our country: Mohammedan marriage, customary marriage, and civil marriage. The church has no marriage. There's nothing called church marriage. There's nothing called church marriage. The church has no marriage. So by all the introduction I just did, how do I find a good husband in future? First question that everybody will ask: how do I find a good husband? My sister, there is no way anybody can teach you how to find a good husband. Not even me. Like this married sister. How do I make my marriage work? My sister, anybody who will tell you, including myself, this is how you can make your marriage work, we are lying. Me, what I know is to how you can break your marriage. That's what I know. But the first thing everybody who wants to get married in future must know as a male and a female is that if you want to get married, know your gender. Know your gender. Am I a male? I am not sure. Are you a male or female? Do you enjoy being a female? That's why you're married. And you're married, eh? I can see the way I show me your ring, I see. I see the ring. She's showing it by my wallet. Yeah, so know your gender. Are you a male or a female? So between the gender, there is one party that prepares to marry, and another one prepares to be married. And that's where I want to do my lecture here. In the next 15 minutes, I'm going. Now watch it. If you are a woman, you prepare to be married. Then if you are a man, you prepare to marry. So the logistical support that she needs to be married is not the same that I need to marry her. Hello? So once we begin to define our gender, then we are able to find the center holding for us in our planning towards marriage. So we will know what to have. So we can prepare to marry or prepare to be married. Our confusion is that we rather find ourselves in the position preparing to marry. You see, all of us are preparing to marry. The woman is preparing to come and marry the man. The man is preparing to come and marry the woman. So when it comes to your price paying, the man says, "Don't come assist. Nami tatre. Who Because a woman's employment doesn't have any effect on marriage. Hello? You are confused. My wife can earn 14 billion. It's none of my business. I will run my house with my $2,000 because I'm the head of the house. A woman's money is for her. A man's money is what he used to run away. A woman's money is for her. A man's money is for the house. So if my wife has 7,000 and I have 3,000 and they come and ask, how much money do you have for your home? She should say is what? 3,000. But what you say is that we have 10,000 in the house. And actually, immediately the woman can say, oh, yes, sir, we have 10,000 by the grace of God. Then hear the next statement from the woman. Yes, the Lord has been good to me. So last 3 days, somebody blessed me with 4,000 and I kept it. And just this morning, I don't know what the Lord did. Somebody brought 3,000. So I added it to my husband's 3,000 and we have 10,000. A woman, she was slave. Any man who eats a woman's money will never have peace of mind in the world. Hey, that who talk 400 years she said to everyone. Oh, to assassin, I need one city in the count. See, now you know, we are coming to assassin. Because a woman is not supposed to do that. It is a man's duty. So the first thing is to have the gender clearly that I am preparing to be married and I am preparing to go and marry. Which means there is a man's liberation and there's a woman's liberation. The woman who is preparing to be married has something that must be done on her. The first thing the woman needs is beauty. The second thing a woman needs is beauty. The third thing a woman needs to be married is a son. She's surprised. This is not what I told you. So gender, the next thing is beauty. Second, beauty. Third, beauty. So ask yourself, and nothing is coming. You see? How do you see yourself? You want to be married? How do you see yourself? Don't wait till someone tell you you're ugly before you say, I don't like that. I don't like that. Everybody was created by God. The Bible says that there were two women that were created by God. One was called Rachel, one was called Leah. The Bible made it clear that Leah was very ugly and Rachel was beautiful. So God created ugly women. In the book of Esther chapter 2, the Bible says that, and when they gathered all the women after fasting, misbehaving because of King Hazaz's call, when they brought Esther the other maidens, among the other maidens, Esther was chosen out of them, but was still not qualified to be seen by the king. So they worked on her speech 6 months, on her lips 6 months, on her skin 6 months, on her breast 6 months, her back 6 months. They did cosmetics for 6 months. Read it. It's there. So that she can be able to be presentable to the king. Immediately she went to the king and there was trouble for her to go again. She has to go back for another treatment because she was not close to fasting. Let me tell you, beauty doesn't lie in the eyes of the beholder. It's a lie. Because true beauty is a public provocation. Now why am I showing you, man? That man do better than unlock it down. One is our shop. Why will you not trust in our hotel now? We have to show 8. And Oba Nanti, I was saying Oba Nanti, Oba Nanti, I saw 1, and then yes, 1. And then I saw Nanti now 1 after. Now, what is in our Nanti? To show me our theatre beam. I took after my father. I guess the